What do you think this is all about? You think this is a fucking costume? This is a way of life.
Hey, BALLBUSTERS, Bates here with your friend and mine, Ray Mungus, and death has come to your little town on episode 23 of Way of Life Live. How you doing tonight?
Doing all right. Trying to get rid of my old man voice, as you said.
Yeah, you were rocking that old man voice pretty hard tonight.
Oh yeah, I am to some degree. I don't know if it was the week's toll on me and talking a lot throughout the week, or if I'm just finally coming down with something after like 2 years of not really being overly sick. Who knows?
Could be allergies too, no?
Yeah, it's a good possibility. I mean, it's been raining all day. I had a headache for the most part, so that's possible. How are you?
Alright. Just need tomorrow to come.
What's tomorrow?
Trying to avoid fucking spoilers is dangerous.
Speaking of that, there's a I would stay far away from Forbes because apparently there's a reviewer that did a full-on like plot point for plot point detailed spoiler review, and he's trying to be a agent of chaos or something like that is what he's referring to himself as, aka a DC fan, a bitter DC fan, I'm thinking. But in any case, he wanted to be one of the first people to spoil the fucking movie, and I don't know, it's kind of disgusting.
Yeah, people like him need to be fired. That's not journalism. Or
No,
reviewing.
not at all. Yeah, I mean, like I understand. Go on.
I get it. If you want to put out a review, you put, spoiler tags in the fucking title and headline. Then, I'm not going to bitch about it. But, if you're doing it just to try to piss off and spite Marvel fans, whatever. Fucking grow up, loser.
I could appreciate trying to come off like from a different angle because journalism's difficult, especially with so much of it out there. Having being a major part of running a website, a horror website, that entertainment cheap plug. You have to try to find different angles each time you put a piece out, just to try to get it read by people. So I could appreciate taking it from a different angle, but my God, that's just, I don't know. Not only does it kill the movie magic we've grown up loving, but it's also a major dick move.
Yeah, I don't think you can get to be a bigger dick, and not a big dick in a good way. This is being a big dick in the worst way possible.
Like being a big dick because of a small dick. That's my guess, at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, in any case, avoid that site entirely.
But aside from that, I only got a couple hours to go, and today is over. Tomorrow's gonna drag at work, but I have
Not for me.
I have a morning meeting tomorrow with my contractor, so that'll kill a good hour and a half. I gotta go yell at him.
Not too bad. What's going on with that?
It's just how slow everything is moving, and they're not doing stuff that they're supposed to be doing. So.
Oh boy, that sounds like it's gonna be a blast.
Well, I have one of these meetings with them every fucking month. It's like, yo, you said you were gonna do that, and yeah, you didn't do that. Instead, you did everything but that, and now you gotta go ruin what you already did to go do that.
If only we could do our jobs like that and get away with it.
It's like they put up the siding around the house, but they forgot to put in windows in like 3 spots. So they had to cut the siding and then install the windows, and now they have to fix the siding. It's like, why are you making more work for yourselves? Just do it right the fucking first time.
Yeah, it seems like a major lapse in any sort of foremanship. It doesn't seem like whoever the main contractor is translating what needs to be done to the right people, or is just that damn forgetful.
Yeah, no, it's the project manager, and he's not really doing a good job managing this project. So I gotta go yell at him. Like, they didn't give me an attic. I had a pretty big attic in the house. Yeah, well, they didn't give me an attic. Instead, I'm supposed to be getting this crawl space over my front porch, which is gonna be fine for me. We'll make that work, and but where they're gonna put the access door for it, they never did it. Instead, they put up the wall, they painted the wall, they put the molding and the trim on, they did all of that, but they didn't put the door in.
Wow, that's something else.
So just dumb shit like that I gotta go yell at them about and deal with. But on the other end of that, we finally got my brand new quartz countertops in, and my quartz black sink, and they finished the new flooring in the basement, so I can actually start bringing like containers and totes and shit over and putting them in the basement.
That's good. I mean, a little progress is better than no progress. So.
Yeah. So, you know what? At least I can do that. I've gone in the house a couple times this week with my car filled with totes. Like, my one closet that's, like, right here. I can, like, touch the closet. It was filled with, like, a ton of my shit. Some stuff that got water damage, like boxes of, like, figures and stuff. Which means that I got, you know, they're not going to stay in boxes anymore. So, I'll be taking out some cool things and actually putting them on display finally.
Very cool. It's you know, like second time's a charm. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be good to be able to finally make it a, you know, a personal spot or a personal place for you. So I'm looking forward to you getting all situated back down there.
Yeah, so we can fucking finally have a recording space again for MBH.
That's true. I mean, that and amongst many other things we've got planned. So it's gonna be good times.
All right. So. Friday was a lot of fun.
Yeah, man, it really was.
We did a thing on Friday.
As usual, I wasn't like overly keen on doing it. Like I never am when it comes to like leading up to it, because I have so much preparation to do, and by the time I'm done preparing, I'm like, okay, somebody else do it. I'm just gonna sit this one out. But once the commentary got started, we had a blast.
Yes, on Friday we did another episode of Dead Entertainment live commentary, and we watched Friday the 13th Part 4, the final chapter, my favorite in the franchise. And it was a lot of fun. It was only 3 of us this episode. Sometimes it's more, but it's never less. We always have at least 3 people. And I'm actually working on for next month's episode to get 1 or 2 guests to join us.
That's going to be fun. I always love adding new voices to the mix, because no matter who you bring in, it always is a separate and very unique perspective. So stuff that we would just normally, like you, Bates and I have a very unique rapport. We bounce off of each other pretty well, but add another person in there, and they have a perspective that, like, him and I probably never even thought of when it comes to certain things. So
exactly,
it's always fun to bring in different voices.
Yep. So if you guys missed out on that commentary, that is up on the Dead Entertainment YouTube page. Fuck, it might even be archived on my page, since I streamed it on my page too. But you don't have to watch it there. I'm probably gonna end up deleting it there. So just go check it out on the Dead Entertainment YouTube page. I gotta double check that. And finally, episode 4 of Metal Beer Horror will be going up this week.
Finally. And you can blame mostly me, because I've had a rough couple of weeks, and we had a rough couple of weeks as far as recording new material. So we didn't want to push it too much, we didn't want to push the episode out too early and not have nothing to show for it in a week or 2 when we normally release. So
yeah, well, we're actually going to be changing the format of that show a little bit to make it more, I guess,
accessible.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. That's the right word. That's the right word. That's what I was looking for.
I think it's good for live commentaries, or not commentaries, live shows like we're doing now, to go a little longer, because you kind of hang out, you sit in the chat, you talk with us in the chat, and we talk on the air and this and that. But for a pre-recorded podcast, I think a less is better. So we're gonna try to minimize these things down a little bit, and make them a little more digestible.
Yes. So episode 4 will be up this week. It's probably our best episode out of the 4 we've released, or the other 3 rather. It's a lot of fucking fun. We get into some good discussions. There is a voicemail you won't believe, but it happened.
The voicemail is absolutely classic.
It really
It
has
also-
nothing. Really has nothing to do with the show, but you'll hear it within the first few minutes of the show, and you'll understand why we had to put it in.
Oh yeah, we were listening to it before the show, if I remember correctly, and we just you know what? Tune in and check it out. I don't even want to spoil it. It's wonderful. Even if you just listen to the first 10 minutes of the episode,
Yeah,
the voicemail's worth that alone.
it really is. It really is. You will come back thanking us and asking if that was real. And I will tell you right now, that voicemail was 100% legit, and everything the person on that voicemail said, they honestly believed happened. So just take it like that, and you'll see it in about 2 or 3 days.
In fact, I still think it's on my phone, like buried in the voicemail archives. That's where I pulled it from.
All right, guys. So let's get into the chunky, gooey, gory stuff of tonight's show. Let's start off like we usually do. Bit of horror news.
It's all horror fiction, silver screen addiction. Cinematic gore and murder. It's horror fiction, not a fact prediction.
All right.
I love that song.
Indeed. Indeed. We're getting their new album pretty soon.
Yeah, I can't wait. I've been listening to Lordy nonstop lately, just like while I'm doing work on the computer. I've been going through pretty much their entire catalog, and I don't care what you say, Babes for Breakfast is amazing. Like I've been listening to, it is so good.
It is not good.
It's like I think it beats what is it, Rockalypse for me. I mean, granted, some of their later albums are much more refined and a lot better than a Rockalypse, but Babes for Breakfast is pretty kick-ass.
Oh my god, Deadache is a million times better, and I don't know what you're talking about, but Get Heavy is their best album.
Yeah, you know what? I like Get Heavy. It's solid. I just like the more, what is it? I mean, they came into their own a lot, like both production and musically in the later albums.
I don't know. I just thought, and you know, I like Ox on bass. I'm a big fan of Ox. I just thought that the first two albums that had Comma on them, well, no, Comma might have only played on one album. I can't remember. But I liked his playing on Get Heavy, and I don't know. I was just a much bigger fan of Get Heavy. I mean, I like all their albums except for Babies for Breakfast. But you know,
like I want to sit you in a room and just let you listen to that. Like,
no, I don't need to listen to it anymore. I listened to it twice. I give all albums at least 2 listens, even if I don't like them.
Enough?
Oh, twice is more than enough for that album. That was a bad album.
That is not a bad album. It has a keyboard solo on it that's so incredible. I can't remember what song it was on, but it's so good. Bruce Kulick's on it too. Anyway, sorry. If you haven't listened to Lordy, go check them out. They're fucking awesome. And don't let their monster costumes turn you off to them. They're a really good band.
Yeah, Tar is actually a big fan of them.
Oh, that's awesome.
All right, so first up on horror news tonight. So they finally released a bit of footage for the updated engine for Friday the 13th, the game. Yeah, that's about it. They showed us some side-by-side footage of each platform, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC, with basically the intro to each match, with the old engine on the left side and the new engine on the right side. And I don't think I don't think it really looks all that different. It's actually a little bit darker, a little bit sharper, and a little bit more pronounced, but it honestly doesn't look any cleaner or smoother. It still looks, it's still got that bit of choppiness to it.
Yeah, I agree with you. When I first was watching it, first off, I got excited when I heard that they had upgraded to different Unreal Engine, and couldn't wait to check out the video, and I checked it out, and I was like, okay, I see this, but it looks like they just kind of upped the saturation and darkened it a bit. And like I could do that in Photoshop. Granted, not with a video game, but you know, I don't know. It didn't seem as groundbreaking of an upgrade as they're making out.
They
to
were
be.
making it out to be exactly.
But that's one thing. That's graphics only. We don't know exactly how the gameplay is going to match up to it because there might be a lot more technical aspects to this that we don't necessarily know about it because we're not developers. But graphically, not a hell of a lot to write home about.
No, exactly. It was underwhelming. You know, they didn't show a lot. They didn't show really any gameplay. It was just basically the intro and a few seconds of Jason trying to, you know, just make his way out of his cabin. And that was it. That's all we got. It was a massive tease for fans. And I also believe that they delayed the release of this massive patch coming out.
Yeah, but the upside to this is that they have a few technical quirks that they have to work out. And they said that they don't see it being released for several weeks. Several could mean, maybe several wasn't the word that they used, but in any case, it seems like May is a much more possible release date for the original targeted April release. But, you know, like they have to go through, I would much rather them go through the motions with so many bugs that the game has as it is than sit there and rush it out in April. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, well, I think we all kind of knew that after, you know, Friday the 13th and April passed, that we were not getting this update in April. That it was going to be probably middle of May at best.
Yeah, definitely. One thing that's exciting to me, though, is, and something that I didn't expect, the single-player stuff is going to be put into it. The single-player challenges, I didn't think that was as far along as you know, previous updates gave off.
Something else you got to keep in mind too is they could have this update ready to go for all three platforms. Now they could instantly release it on PC, but you also got to remember that these patches and these updates need to get approved by Sony and Microsoft before they get released on the consoles. So, you know, Elphonic and Gunn could decide, you know, we're gonna wait until all three are ready to go live, instead of just releasing the one for PC players, which sucks for me.
Yeah, definitely. I could see why they would do that. They don't want to give any platform a little, you know, like an inch ahead than any of the other ones. So, like, I can appreciate that. And the really shitty part about this is that the certifications that they have to approve or they have to go through to get approved by Sony and Microsoft, there's no guidelines out there. You submit the game, they deny it or they approve it, and that's it. I'm sure there's like conversations amongst developer community, but there are no set guidelines for either company to get approval. You have to basically release it. They do their stress testing and all this other stuff, and then, you know, you get your answer. So I'm sure that's frustrating as a game developer, especially when fans are just beating down your door to try to get information when things are going to be released.
Yeah, but I always thought the fact that they could release it for PC first would actually be kind of good, because at least PC would get a jump on it, and at least they could get some real-world statistics to see if they need to fix any other bugs.
I agree. I mean, that's basically like a free beta, you know, but then again, the bugs might not be the same as PC versus Microsoft or Sony platforms. They could be similar. They could be in the general ballpark where they have to look to fix things. But I guess they don't want to do it that way. I mean, like, I've never seen it been done that way. So, you know.
Yeah, just wishful thinking. Anyway, so we're not getting the update this month. I mean, this month is fucking nearly over anyway, so who cares at this point? I would say look forward in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Sticking on game news, it was announced about a week or so ago that a new Castlevania game is in the works.
Ooh.
but it's coming out for mobile platforms.
Boo.
Why? I'm not sure, but I have a theory, and it pretty much goes with money.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that.
You know, this is going to probably be a, I won't say pay to win game, but this is going to be a game with microtransactions. And let's be honest, people. You make a decent game with microtransactions and you fucking clean up. I play a couple of them on my phone. And I've only ever made purchases on 2 of the games. One of the game I was really into, and I probably spent about $100 to $200 on one game, and about $20 on another game. And then I realized that I can't believe I'm spending this much money on a little stupid mobile game. But they suck you in. They really do. They suck you in, and it's just like, well, it's only fucking $20. Who cares? And then you hit buy, and then you're excited because you get, I don't know, maybe in-game currency, and you can try to draw for some new weapons or characters or something. And then, you know, your in-game currency is gone in like 30 seconds. And you just paid $20 for 30 seconds of excitement.
Yeah, I actually played, what was it, Marvel Academy for a little bit there. And they have these weekly events, and I'm pretty sure they're weekly or maybe twice a month or something like that. And they'll release a theme, you know, like in this case, it would be Infinity War. They would have a slate of characters you could unlock, but it all takes time and constant playing. So it's like you could take time and be on the phone forever, or you could, you know, inch those things a little faster. You could get your progress a little bit quicker by spending a couple bucks. And I could see where the temptation is, and I could definitely see where you lose control of the wheel when it comes to those games. And I've done it once or twice, and I was like, okay, I can't do this anymore. If I can't unlock it in my own free play time, then I'm not going to be doing it. I don't want to spend hundreds of dollars on these things. But there are plenty of people out there that do, and I could see why Konami is heading in that direction despite their legacy. And in my opinion, they're kind of shitting on their legacy by doing this.
You know what? It doesn't bother me. You know, this is a game company. You know, like any company, they're out to make money, and this is where the money is right now. So I'm not hating on it. Now, what they could end up doing is making the game free, and then, you know, which is what a lot of these companies do. Like, I've been playing Marvel Puzzle Quest probably since the game was released. I don't play it religiously anymore. I do the dailies and maybe some of the big like team events when they happen. Other than that, I don't play as much as I used to. And I don't do the PvP anymore because people were paying to win on PvP. They were spending, and I actually did a math on a couple people. You know, some of these people were spending upwards of $1,000 to $3,000 to buy in-game currency to keep rolling to max out the best characters, making PvP impossible to win for people who aren't paying. So that's just one instance. So Konami could put out this Castlevania game, and it could be free, but maybe getting the best gear or better characters requires obviously in-game currency to do a roll for them. And you know, you can always get this in-game currency while just playing, but you know, a lot of people just like to buy it so they can fucking, it's called whaling in the mobile game world. You know, they'll pay hundreds of dollars to try to whale out their account. So I get it. It doesn't bother me. They're making money. That's what they're supposed to do, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think there's a separation between the fact that we're fans of growing up on these games versus these games were made in the first place to sell, not to appease us. So, like, you know, you have to let go of one side to understand the other, and vice versa. And to put politics aside for a second, the game doesn't look that bad. You know, from the screenshots that I'm checking out and, you know, what I've read about it, it looks like it's going to be a fun game. I'm a sucker for those old school NES side-scrolling games, and in this particular case, it looks like we're being brought right back to that with some 3D backgrounds to some degree. And I think it's going to be interesting. There's going to be a PvP element to it, or not a PvP element, a multiplayer element where you could, team up with your friends and stuff like that and take down bosses. And from what to touch on what you said before, it does look like it's going to be a free game with microtransactions. But most of the games these days are like that.
Yeah. So, I'd kind of be interested to see what, you guys in chat would, think about games like this that are, that have microtransactions in them. As I said, it doesn't bother me. If you know how to manage your in-game currency and make it work to the best of your abilities, then it's really not that bad. But when a brand new game like this launches, it's harder because there's not a lot of content yet out. There won't be a lot of characters or equipment out to kind of save your in-game currency to roll for this stuff later. You're gonna need the good stuff right away.
I think my biggest problem is when you hit a gate. If this game isn't gated, like where you actually have to start shelling out money, then it should be fine. There's some games that come out like that. They're like, okay, here's what we're going to give you, and then you're going to have to spend money now. Those games often they don't survive. If you can't have that free element to them, I guess they don't have as much of a lifespan than a game that's perfectly balanced. So I'm just hoping for that.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see in I don't know, what, a year when this game comes out?
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure when, but we'll definitely find out. Personally, I'm waiting for Bloodstained: Ritual of the Night. It's not a mobile game, so we're gonna be getting another classic Castlevania-esque game, regardless.
Yes, that would be the game.
From the original creator of Castlevania.
Yes, that's right. The game looks really good. Hopefully, it doesn't turn into another Mighty Number 9 fiasco. I don't know if you're
we'll
familiar.
see.
I don't know if you're familiar with that whole thing.
Not offhand, no.
Just really quick before we get into the pressure rising segment. It's basically it was like the original creator of Mega Man decided to go off and make another Mega Man type game called Mighty Number 9, and it was like fans couldn't wait to get it. Everything looked good about it. The game came out and it was awful.
Yeah, I mean, you always take that chance when it comes to going off away from your original creations and trying to recreate that old glory. But from everything I've seen of it from Bloodstained, I'm thinking it's going to be a good one. So we'll see.
Yeah, it does look pretty damn good. All right, so let us go ahead, jump right into this week's Pressure Rising. Oh, wrong button. Ooh.
It sickens me to watch you. All I ever do is cry and do my best to kill you because all of you must die. And although I created you, I have always hated you. Fuck this place.
All right, so I'm sure a lot of you guys could have guessed what the Pressure Rising segment was going to be this week. And it is indeed the cancellation of Ash vs. Evil Dead on Stars. Now, I'm not overly mad about this because I kind of saw it coming.
Yeah, I think the writing was on the wall for like the last 2 seasons, honestly.
Yeah, this was something that was just bound to happen. The viewership was down. I mean, the show quality was getting better every year, every episode. But
the same rings true for this season. The season is just getting more and more bonkers. Where the penultimate episode just aired, and what's going to be happening on the season finale is just bigger than anything we've really seen in that universe. I mean, Army of Darkness aside. So it's it's not a question of whether the show is good or anything like that. I think the issue is Stars isn't available to many people, and they had, I think this year in particular, they had a bunch of cable providers drop Stars, and there was a gap in time where the show wasn't being watched at all because they were fighting, like contract deals with different cable providers and such. And I know that sounds like excuses, but it's pretty much where the situation landed this year, and in general.
Yeah, it's really, really upsetting. But the fact of the matter is, I mean, we got 3 seasons of a returning iconic horror character and legend. So, you gotta look at it from that aspect. It sucks that the viewership had dropped so bad that Stars had to cancel it. And again, they're a company, they're a business. They're not gonna, if a product's not doing well, what do you do? You pull it. You can't blame them for it. You're gonna get upset about it, and but you can't blame them. They're a company, they're a business. This is what's best for business. So I'm sorry to say.
I gotta say though, one thing about like it not doing well. I think the whole rating system, and not like TV mature or anything like that, but ratings in general to appease advertisers. I think that's a long, outdated system that needs to go away because it doesn't necessarily mean that eyes aren't on the show. It just means that people are not watching it in real time. And in the days of binge watching, DVR, iTunes, that you could download episodes off of iTunes these days and different other companies, I don't think the ratings to I guess get commercial sales and things like that are the best way to go when it comes to shows like this. I think that system needs to change drastically and modernize. Otherwise, we're going to have little shows like this that aren't The Walking Dead. Okay, they're not these big television shows, but they still have a modest audience, and they're being watched. I just don't think the whole translation between how many people are watching it real time versus how many people watch it in general is the best way to go.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I don't watch in real time because I don't have Stars. I watch it on Netflix when it's available at the moment. I might try to see if there's a solid way of me getting season 3 rather. I might look in to see if it's on iTunes or anything. But I mean, I have to watch it through Netflix at the moment just because I don't have Stars.
Yeah, and my company, my cable provider, they had Stars last year, but then they canceled it during the summer and the fall months. So the cable provider and Stars had a fight back and forth. And personally, thankfully, Stars and the cable provider were able to work things out right in time for Ash vs. Evil Dead. So I was able to tune in. But other people weren't as fortunate.
So a lot of people were thinking that, a lot of people realized that the show was going to get canceled. There was no way it was getting renewed for another season. And like with a lot of shows nowadays where that happens, these shows sometimes find second life on Netflix or another streaming platform of some sort. Well, you can lay those thoughts to rest for season 4 of Ash vs. Evil Dead, because a couple of days ago, after the cancellation was announced, Mr. Bruce Campbell, Ashley J. Williams himself, has retired the character.
That was pretty much coming as well. Like, I mean, for many, many years before Ash vs. Evil Dead was even a thing, or even a thought for that matter, he basically said he was never going to be playing the character again. Evil Dead 4 was never going to happen. You're never going to see him. Enjoy what we had in the past, and that's it. Granted, he didn't sound as bitter as I'm making it out to, but he was pretty much hung up the boomstick and chainsaw for good before the show came to life. So I could see after multiple seasons of this where he would finally be like, okay, guys, you got your Evil Dead 4. And like he even said in his little goodbye speech, instead of not getting an Evil Dead 4, you got 15 more hours of Evil Dead 4, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's sad when an icon retires the character that made them them. You know, when Robert Englund hung up the glove and said he was done playing Freddy after Freddy versus Jason, a lot of fans got really angry, really upset. Where the more rational fans were like, "All right, man, thank you." Like, it's like, thanks. You fucking 25 fucking years, man. Thank you. That's unreal. Like they're not thinking about what this guy had to go through for all of these movies, all the hours spent in a fucking makeup chair. Maybe some of the stunts. I don't know if he did any of his own stunts, but regardless, a lot of fucking work. Don't be mad at them because they're done playing the character. Be fucking happy.
Yeah, be grateful for what they did give you. I mean, in Robert Englund's particular case, how many Freddy movies was out there? I mean, in Bruce Campbell's case, he had 3 movies beforehand, cameo in the remake, and then 3 seasons of Ash vs. Evil Dead. And like, that's amazing. Like, nobody ever would have expected us to even get that much.
Yeah, let's see you fucking go through all get fucking douched in all the blood, fake blood and gore he's been through and want to keep doing it. Right? It's like, are you going to yell at your dad or your mother when they're like, yeah, I'm going to go retire? You're like, no, you can't retire. You can't do that. No. Fucking, these people earned their retirement from these characters. All right? So fucking relax.
Without a doubt. But at the same time, from a fan perspective, you don't want these movie icons to die. These are the modern day versions of the monsters. In this particular case, the monster hunter. So you don't want to see these guys ever age or ever go away, but that time has to come for everybody. I'm sure were fans of Bela Lugosi back in the day that wanted him, to never go away in the horror world. But, eventually that day had to come, and we're finally seeing the same sort of red carpet, the same sort of exit for these guys as, people have had in the past.
You know what? I respect it. I like it when an actor retires a character on their own terms.
Agreed. And if you've seen any of the 3 seasons of Ash vs. Evil Dead, there's one thing that can be said about it, and it's not that he's reluctantly playing this character for money, or he's reluctantly playing it just to make fans happy. You could legitimately see that he's having a fucking blast playing this character that he helped create back in I think it was the early 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Like, good Lord. Like, he's an older guy. He wasn't built for this forever, and he is just getting out there and just diving fully in, whether it be being covered in fake blood or killing deadites and this and that. It's incredible.
Yeah, so I don't want to be sad that the show is canceled or anything like that. I want to congratulate Bruce Campbell on keeping this character alive for nearly 40 years at this point, going probably between 35 and 37 years. He's kept this character alive, and fans love the character. So, I want to say congratulations on his retirement of Ash. He deserves it at this point.
Yeah, well said. I mean, I can't really say anything else to add to it. Except for the fact that this is pressure rising, so we're supposed to be pissed off about something.
Oh, I was pissed off. I'm pissed off at the fans who are angry at well, first of all, angry at Stars. Again, they're a business. They're doing what's best for business, so fuck off. And fans that are mad at Ash retiring, or rather, Bruce retiring the character. Fuck you. You don't do what he did for the last 37 years, all right? You get, as I said, you get fucking douched in all that blood and want to come back for more day after day. All right, so fucking piss off.
There we go. I'll add to that. I'm annoyed again with fans about how they're I just fucking lost it. That sucks. It's gonna come to me. Talk. Do something.
Look at you.
I don't know. I just had it, man. My brain is completely shot.
it just don't be mad. All right, if you're gonna be fucking mad, just keep it to yourself. I don't want to see it, and every other fucking rational horror fan out there doesn't want to see it either.
Oh.
It bothers you, fine. Let it fucking bother you, but let it fucking eat away at you from the inside so nobody else knows about it.
Just came back to me. Fans that all came crawling out of the woodworks after the cancellation announcement in droves, hundreds and hundreds of people pissed off that it got canceled, but didn't watch it. Like, fuck off. like, where was your support during the show? And why are you all of a sudden coming out and ganging up and trying to sign petitions and this and that to try to keep it going onto another network so that you can't watch it again, or so you can't not watch it again?
Yeah, these people just need to sod off. Yeah, I don't even want to listen to them.
Yeah, I saw a bit of that and I was just like, oh, come on, man. Like honestly, like if we were all supportive like this and ganged up and everything like that for the first two and the current season, we wouldn't be having this discussion. But in any case, it is what it is. We got 15 hours more of Evil Dead than we ever expected, and Bruce Campbell has one hell of a legacy, I gotta say. Now, I know you're gonna say something. Now that he's retired, I'd like to see him maybe play Elvis again.
Well, you know what? I guess at the end of the day, that would be up to Don Coscarelli, huh?
Actually, Bruce Campbell, because Don wanted to do Bubba Nosferatu, and Bruce wasn't into it. So maybe his heart changed. I'd say take advantage of that. That or put him on Stranger Things. I think John Squires was tweeting at Stranger Things the other day about getting Bruce on Stranger Things season 3. I think that would be fucking incredible.
Yeah, he would fit right into the whole 80s motif they got going on there.
Oh, without a doubt. And he's such a character, like, even to this day. So, like, whatever role they throw him in is going to be incredible. What if that happens, of course.
Yeah, so there it is. Congratulations on 3 seasons of a show about a character we never thought we would get. And congratulations on your retirement, Mr. Bruce Campbell of Ashley J. Williams. May he rest in peace. All right. So, what do you want to do? You want to hit the main discussion before we get into a little bit of geek news we have, or what?
Yeah, I think that's a good plan because it's horror related.
Alrighty then. So, tonight's headlining discussion is Halloween. Over the last few days, we got a official poster drop. And then today, or was it yesterday?
Today.
They showed the first trailer at CinemaCon. Now, obviously, this has not been posted online. It has not leaked. And I don't think it's going to today. I don't think it's going to tomorrow. If they post it online tomorrow, they're dumb as hell. I mean, you don't release anything tomorrow or Friday or this weekend for that matter. Just don't release anything.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised they didn't post it tonight, to be perfectly honest. And that makes me wonder if we're ever going to see it anytime soon. You know what I mean?
I don't. If it shows up online, it's probably going to be a good week or two. It's going to just be buried under Infinity War headlines.
Yeah, I agree, and it's partly smart. I'm shocked that they went about it this way. In any case, to back up real quick, both Jason Blum of Blumhouse and Jamie Lee Curtis flew out to CinemaCon in Nevada today or this morning, and everybody started blowing up on the internet about potential trailer release. And sure enough, they showed up. Jamie Lee Curtis introduced it, and apparently they presented a scary as hell first look at the new Halloween movie.
Well, at least we got something in the form of a really awesome teaser poster
Yes, that was pretty awesome. Like, I was a little skeptical about the mask until I seen it off of my cell phone. Like, on my cell phone, I was like, I'm not sure. But I looked at it on my big screen monitor, and I'm just like, yeah, I could dig this. It looks cool. There's a lot of detail in there, and you wrote an article about it, right?
Yeah, I wrote a little piece on the poster itself and how I think the mask is telling more of a story than what the movie wants to let on right now.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm digging for the article so you could.
Yeah, I was gonna post it in chat. I was like,
gotcha.
I was like, did you post it in the show notes? No, you didn't. But I wasn't expecting you to. But yes, I do believe there's a bit more going on with that mask. I mean, again, it's just a theory, personal theory, but I think it holds. I think it holds some merit. Not, only time will tell until we, when we see the movie. But,
yeah, looking at the actual mask, it comes off like it's beaten up, it's weathered, it shows that the test of time weighed down on Michael Myers as much as the time it took between movies, because this is supposed to be a direct sequel to the very first Halloween, which is 1978. So there was 40 years that passed between it. So that poster kind of has that air of just like a long weathered slasher icon. That's the best way to put it, I think.
Yeah, there you can see a lot of history in the mask, which I think is what I think is what they were going for.
Yeah, definitely. It's pretty unique. And one thing that I really like that a lot of people are missing by looking at the picture, the attention to detail is fantastic. If you remember in the original Halloween when he was poked in the eye with the coat hanger, it was, I think, or the sewing needle.
Yeah.
If you look closely at the left eye, there is some damage. There's some damage to the mask a little bit, and the eye looks puffier than the other one behind the mask. If you lighten the poster in like Photoshop or something, you could see that he has a wound there. So that's pretty awesome to me.
Well, the fact that you even see his eyes was something I pointed out in my article.
Yes, that's another thing. It humanizes him a bit, I think.
It does, and I think it's trying to portray him slightly differently than every other way we've seen him before.
You think more sympathetic?
I do. I think there's, as my article says, I think there's a bit of a sadness to him. Like almost like a tragic hero, sort of.
I gotta say, like, I appreciate where you're coming from in that article, but from the trailer description today that we've gotten from the one that aired at CinemaCon, I don't think he's going to be necessarily tragic or a hero, especially after reading the bit about the teeth. Did you read that part?
I did not read the description. I kind of want to surprise myself.
All right, then I'm not really going to dive into it and forget that. But needless to say, it's probably one of the creepiest thing that I've read or seen in a Halloween movie in a long time.
Yeah, I kind of want to surprise myself when the trailer does get released. So yeah, hopefully it'll be at least a solid week, if not a little bit longer. Until when some of the Infinity War hype dies down. But I mean, at this point, that could take until Deadpool 2 comes out. So
yeah, that's very true. That or the trailer leaks online via somebody that filmed it, then usually the companies kind of like rustle together and send out cease and desists and finally get the actual trailer on because they don't want anybody else getting the glory from their own advertising campaign. So I can appreciate that. Personally, I can understand how frustrating that is for a company, but as a rabid Halloween fan, the sooner that thing leaks online and the sooner we get a high quality version, the better, because I cannot wait to see this thing.
yeah, it's something that we need in our lives now.
Yeah, like Jason Blum, just send me a private message. I won't leak it.
So yeah, I mean, it sounds like it sounds like fans were happy with how the trailer came out. I only read reactions. Again, I did not read exactly what the trailer showed. And I know I love the way that the poster looks. I did read a few comments here and there of people who weren't a big fan of how old the mask looks. And again, that's their opinions. Not gonna, shit on them for their opinions. But personally, I think the mask looks better than it ever has. And this is after, umpteenth tries of trying to get the mask to look right in the original fucking franchise. And then Rob Zombie comes along and he gets it looking pretty damn good. A slightly different take, but it looked great. And then, it was kind of beat the fuck in his sequel. But
I love that though. I thought that was really, really awesome. That's one of the few things about Halloween 2, the remake sequel, that I enjoyed, is that there was continuity to it. There was not that in the original series. He had a new, conveniently white white mask every year when it came to the Halloween movies, and there was no consistency. There was no rhyme or reason. They didn't explain how did he go to another costume shop and take a slightly different white mask. They all look different, so it made no sense. And Rob Zombie's, he at least kept the continuity in there. His face was supposedly shot, so the mask was messed up. And another thing I really liked was the whole hobo attire and the beard, the long hair. He doesn't go to the barber shop. It doesn't make sense in that original continuity that he was so upkept.
yeah, it was just kind of shocking to see, part of his face the entire movie, though.
Yeah, definitely. It's something that we weren't used to, but I think that was because we were kind of groomed to not be used to it. He always had a new set of coveralls, and he had a brand new mask and butcher knife every Halloween movie. In that particular case, he kept what worked for him. Like, why change it up? Like, why look for a different mask? And if he did, it would made more sense to have an entirely different mask than the Michael Myers. So I mean, it was different. It was a little jarring because we weren't used to it, but I really dug it.
Yeah, I guess I didn't hate that aspect of the movie. I wasn't a fan of the movie to begin with. I liked the first one. I thought the sequel just kind of went a little overboard in some areas. So, I don't really have a strong opinion on the sequel. It's just, I'll watch it if it's on, but it's not something I'm going to go out of my way to watch or praise or anything.
I've watched it one time, and I wasn't a big fan of it. They took the mother talking to him a little bit. It ran a little too close to Jason.
Oh, and the white horse, and oh god, what the fuck was going on there?
Yeah, he was definitely going for some like trippy ass Kubrick type stuff.
Some symbolism or some sort. Fucking,
yeah,
dude, just have him stab people and that's it.
And that was my other complaint about the movie. It felt like they grabbed Michael Myers. He was in Haddonfield. They grabbed him, threw him a few towns over, and they're like, find your way home. And he kills a bunch of people all the way leading up to Haddonfield, and things happen. I don't know. I don't know if I was in a bad mood while I was watching it, but it certainly didn't rub me the right way, if you will. But I've been wanting to go back and revisit it just to give it a shot, because as I've watched the Halloween remake for a long time, like over the years, I've slowly started to dislike it more and more each time I've watched it. So I'm wondering if I revisit the Halloween 2 remake, or whatever you want to call it, maybe I'll have a different opinion of it. Maybe I'll see something that I didn't when I originally watched it. I'm curious personally. If I could stomach Halloween 8, 9, 4, 5 of the original series, then I think I could give the remakes another watch or two.
There was something else about the sequel remake, or Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, that really bothered me. And I remember this one scene, and I think it took place in the hospital, where Michael Myers is killing either like the receptionist or the nurse, and he's like behind the counter or whatever, and he's stabbing her, viciously stabbing her. And like 2 minutes goes by, and he's still stabbing her. Like, stabs her like 47 times.
Classic Rob Zombie.
like he just beat it into the ground. Like, 4, 5, 6 good heavy stabs. It's fucking scary. You get 30, 40, 50 stabs, it gets kind of silly, comical, and like, all right, fucking move on.
Yeah, Adam Green said something along those lines for Hatchet 2 when it didn't get the rated R, the rating rated R. Basically, the MPA had something to do, or they had a complaint about a specific scene, and it was where Victor Crowley like was chopping somebody up like 50 times or something. They're like, yeah, only 12 times you're allowed. And then Adam Green's like the first couple times that you hit somebody with a hatchet, it's gruesome. And then by the 25th, by the 50th, it becomes silly. It becomes ridiculous that just blood keeps going everywhere. It's not realistic, you know?
Well,
So like
you
the
see,
same sort of
yeah,
could be said.
no, I know exactly what you're saying. But in a Hatchet movie, that's what you kind of want. You expect
Exactly.
something like that.
That's what I was going to circle back around to. You don't expect that in a serious Michael Myers movie, you know, where the comical tones generally come from random teenagers that die. You know, like you don't get it silly or slapsticky from Michael Myers' end, and it was really weird that that happened that way.
Yeah, it just really took me out of the movie. It's just like he's just sitting there, just stabbing him repeatedly. It's like, all right, come on, dude. Like, really?
I think he was just trying to up that intensity that he created in the first one, and I really loved that Michael Myers was this fucking terrifying being again. Like he wasn't that scary for many sequels and years. So it was really cool that Rob Zombie brought him back to a being that was feared, not somebody that just would fall down the stairs and goofy shit like that. But in the sequel, it was just, I don't know, like he tried to up it, and it didn't really work exactly the way he wanted it to, or the way that it should have.
Because he goes overboard with this shit and thinks more is more.
Exactly, that's what I mean. He doesn't necessarily understand the character, in my opinion, and I knew that in the original, the Halloween remake, because like there was the one particular scene where before he escapes the hospital and everything, and some random female patient, which is coincidentally in the male ward as well, is about to be raped by another inmate or something, and then here comes Michael Myers, all anti-hero, and I'm just like, what the fuck, you know, like what happened there? Like that doesn't make any sense. That's not within the Michael Myers DNA, and with him being a fan of the Halloween series, it begs the question if he really understands the character, or at least, you know, how he was written over the years.
Well, that's not exactly what I meant. I get what you're saying, but that's not what I meant by he goes overboard and thinks more is more. Now, first of all, I am a Rob Zombie fan. I love his music. Well, at least some of his older music. His newer music is getting a little ridiculous for me. And I do like a good bulk of his movies. I mean, The Devil's Rejects is one of my all-time favorite films ever. But in some of his last films, he's getting to the point where he can't get out of this grimy 70s sort of look, feel, and over-exaggerated fucking like speech that his characters have. A perfect example of it, and I think it actually would make a really funny live commentary just because the movie is so fucking bad, is his last movie, which was 31. And it's awful. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. And it's because he makes all of his characters talk so unrealistically. Every word out of every character's mouth is fuck.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean, we've discussed this a few times before, and I think I made the suggestion that somebody should edit his scripts right before he's about to shoot them.
He can't write dialogue. I'm sorry. He can't do it. He needs somebody to take his script after he's done with it and rewrite all the fucking dialogue for all the characters, because he sucks at it. He can write good stories. He can set scenes. He's a pretty damn good director. He can't write fucking dialogue, all right? Sorry, Rob Zombie, you can't do it. Just because you can write music doesn't mean you can write fucking dialogue.
Did he write your speech just now? Because there's a lot of fucks in there.
Well, I was trying to, hone
I know, I'm just kidding.
my inner Rob Zombie, fucking script.
No, but like, I know that's not exactly what you're meant, but I'm just saying that Rob Zombie was definitely short-sighted when he entered the project. You know what I mean? Like, he already had these preconceived notions of where he wanted to take the character or what he thought the character was. And as evident in the actual two movies that he did, it's a situation where you're just like, okay, he just doesn't understand this at all. Like, he's trying to put Michael Myers in a 70s box that he doesn't belong in. You know, like, despite it coming out in 1978, Michael Myers was never a grindhousey, gritty, grimy type of character. He certainly wasn't an anti-hero like I was talking about before. So, like, I just think where his mind was when he was writing these movies, it just wasn't where it should have been. You know, maybe he was the wrong guy for the job. I don't know.
Yeah, because when you take a character who is technically named the Shape, you don't stray too far from what makes this character a Shape. What Rob Zombie effectively did in his movies, and I do like the first one. Don't get me wrong, I do like the first one. But what Rob Zombie did with Michael Myers' character in his movies is he basically turned the Shape into like a misshape. He
made him more Jason-like.
Sort of. He made him. What made Michael Myers scary in the first film is his tendency to kind of be everywhere but nowhere, to sort of always be in the shadows. You never know for sure where exactly he is, where he's going to pop up. And you didn't really get that sense of dread from Rob Zombie's films. What you got was a sense of like visceral fear. Like you knew he was coming for you and was just gonna go to town. In the originals, It was just more like just that eerie dread feeling that really played into the Halloween atmosphere. I mean, 1978 Halloween nails the Halloween and fall atmosphere better than almost any movie I've ever seen. And the remake, it sort of has a Halloween atmosphere feel, but not like the original. And so I guess that's why Rob decided to take Michael Myers into a really odd direction. You know, did I hate it? No, I didn't hate it. It just comes off weird when you're used to a character a different way.
Yeah, he definitely substituted the whole mood aspect for something more intense. You know, the intensity was ridiculous. Just like thinking about the later part of the film, of the original, or the remake rather. When I was in the theaters, I was blown away because like Michael Myers had this like just ferocity to him like I've never seen before. And actually I have, now that I've thought I said it before. It was very Jason-like. You know, he was coming at you. You were basically dead if you couldn't do something clever to get out of it. In the other one, it was more about setting the tone, setting a mood, and just kind of like following that and building tension. And this one, the tension was built by him plowing through doors and whatever was in his way to get to you. I respected that because after all the other movies that tried to, you know, mimic John Carpenter's style to some degree or less, they kind of failed. So after a while, we needed Rob Zombie's movie, but you know, it overstayed its welcome, I think.
Yeah, basically what Rob Zombie did, and I think this is going to be the best way anyone can describe it, is he traded the atmosphere for brutality.
Yes, definitely.
Right? I mean, is there no better analogy? I mean, because that's what you got in his films. You got pure, unadulterated brutality when compared to the original, where it was pure atmospheric dread.
And like I said before, when it overstayed its welcome, you know, the shelf life wasn't as long as I expected it to be. When I saw the first film, you know, of his, and I'm thinking to myself, like, this is what this character needed. Like, this is the breath of fresh air that was welcome. This is what we needed for the series to progress in a new way. And then come his sequel, I'm just like, okay, I'm done with this. Let's go back to the slow build, the slow burn, and give it back to what Carpenter did back in the day. And it looks like, to bring this all around, looks like that David Gordon Green's and Danny McBride's Halloween is going to give us exactly that. From the descriptions I've read, the intensity is there, and it's going to be brutal, but it has more of an atmospheric tone to it from what I've been reading in descriptions. And and most importantly, the trailer is scary, so that's exciting.
Well, hopefully we will be getting a trailer for this new movie really soon. I think we've touched on a lot of good stuff, and we should move on to our next topic of the night before the show runs too late. So let's see what else we got here. All right, so we got a bit of comic and geek news to cover. All right. So, Deadpool 2 on track to be the biggest R-rated pre-seller ever?
It's basically smashing records at this point. Like, it's pretty much destroyed what is it? Regal Cinema's records for the pre-sales for a rated R film. And it's just about ready to smash Fandango's. And they're not the be all end all of like all time records, but at the same time, it's a good sign that if they're killing those records on the biggest pre-sale and the biggest pre-sale platforms, that it's going to be breaking box office records left and right when it actually comes out. So it's basically on track to being another powerhouse fucking Deadpool movie.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody was expecting anything less.
No, not at all. But like, it's always exciting to see that that after a successful first movie, there wasn't necessarily a drop off or anything like that. So, we're heading that right direction. The trailers and promotions have been hilarious and incredible, like they were with the first film. And now that we're really close to the release of it, we're getting more and more every day. So like, it's been really fun so far.
Yeah, we might have to try to plan something to at least see that film together.
Yeah, I feel like we haven't seen a movie together in a long time, so
Yeah, well,
we should definitely do that.
You live out in fucking East Bumblefuck.
Like 15 minutes away from where you used to live. Or
Yeah,
still
well,
live,
where I
currently.
used to live. I don't currently
Temporarily.
live there.
Oh, you could take a leisurely ride up here and just come hang out.
A leisurely ride. Man, get a license.
No.
But we are
yeah,
pretty...
we should definitely do that.
Yeah, I think we should. We should. It should be pretty good. I'm looking forward to Deadpool 2. The trailers and all the promo and the arts and stuff. It's the marketing has been great, just like the first one. So I'm expecting.
Did you see the IMAX little video they put out today?
No.
Deadpool there talking about like, this is what it looks like to watch a movie on a regular screen, and this is what it looks like to watch it on IMAX. And Deadpool's like a little kid. Like, you have to watch it. It's really amusing.
I'll definitely check it out. In other trailer news, we got a new Venom trailer. Now, it is easy to forget that we already got a Venom trailer.
Did we? I don't remember it after seeing this one.
Exactly, because if anyone remembers that first Venom trailer, that could have been a movie trailer for anything. Anything. Doesn't matter. You could put any name on that movie trailer, and we would be like, oh, okay, it's a Tom Hardy movie, and he's running, and doing stuff.
I mean, granted, in this new trailer, he definitely runs and does stuff, but finally, the missing element is put into it.
Yes. So in this trailer, we actually get to see, we get to see the symbiote. I don't like that they call it the symbiote. That woman.
Oh, you're one of those guys.
Yeah, that was a little that bothered me a little bit, but whatever. I'm not gonna let it ruin anything for me. Um, we got to see the symbiote in action. We got to see lots of tendril action.
Which fans are very worried about. They're all like, "Oh my God, this movie is going to be nothing but Tom Hardy shooting black symbiote tentacles out of him the whole movie." And I'm thinking to myself, like, no, this trailer was edited this way so that they could eventually lead to the trailer's final moments when he is fully realized as Venom. You know, there's so many preconceived notions by like a 3-minute trailer that, like, I don't know why people freak out over small amounts of footage like this, and moreover, why they can't like put 2 and 2 together and understand that the editing was done that way specifically, you know, like for a reason.
Well, I think my favorite part of that whole trailer, and what I'm looking forward to, hearing more of the most, is Venom's voice.
You know, I was about to say the same thing. I think that was the most exciting part of it, and just to see him start to transform and talk to himself in that way is amazing to me. You know, like how he's sitting there saying "we" all of a sudden, just like in the comic books, and then you hear Venom responding to him, or the symbiote responding to him, which is awesome. I think that's one of my favorite parts of the trailer.
Yeah, I mean, just the overall Venom voice, which I don't think I saw a lot of people really talking about. They were just talking more about the looks of Venom and everything.
Yeah, the voice, they killed it.
I thought the voice was really, really good, very on point to what I was hoping we would get in this movie.
I love the line where he's like, "The way I see it, we do whatever we want," or something like that. It just like gave me geek chills.
Yeah, it was pretty intense little trailer, and then we got the money shot at the end. Got a good look of how Venom's gonna look, and it's an odd character to put on live action, and I don't think you could do a better job. I mean, we'll have to see exactly how big he comes out when we get a full body shot of him, because Venom, in full symbiote is a big hulking character.
Well, I mean, it definitely depends on which version you're reading. I mean, in the early Venom days, he wasn't as massive, but it looks like he's got a good amount of muscle to him from that one shot that we've seen.
Yeah, well, there's talking about this being more from the comic arc of Lethal Protector, and in Lethal Protector, he was a big fucking dude. You don't get into really the smaller version of Venom until you get into like Agent Venom. So
it's also really weird that they're going with the anti-hero first. You know, like, I mean, I know that they're in that position where the MCU, or actually Spider-Man in the MCU / Sony, has already been Spider-Man. Is this a like adjusted origin story for Venom, or has he already been to the bell tower already? That's what I'm wondering.
Well, it seems like this is taking place in California.
Yeah, so like he's going to be getting it through, over there, as opposed to the original presentation of him.
Yes, which is what I figured they were going to do. And then maybe what they would do is they kind of go like a Daredevil season 2 route, where maybe in a future Spider-Man movie, Eddie comes to New York and is doing sort of like vigilante justice, and Spider-Man, like what Daredevil had to do with the Punisher, has got to step up and try to stop this vigilante justice, and then they end up teaming up at the end to fight a mutual villain. Something like that would work beautifully.
There's also rumors that they're going to be fighting together in this one. I mean, from what I've read, Tom Holland was on set for a week or two on Venom. A lot of people chalked it up to him visiting, but there's a bunch of people that confirmed that he was shooting for 2 weeks. So that could quite possibly be the finale, of how this all pans out. At that, I mean, none of us are going to know till we actually see it. But if that turns out to be the case, does he continue being the anti-hero? Does he be the vigilante like you just said? Or does something happen? Maybe like he goes too far and kills somebody that pits Spider-Man off against Venom. It's going to be interesting the route they go with that and how they introduce the two of them together.
From everything I heard about that little set visit is that we are going to get Tom Holland in the movie, but it's going to be a brief cameo and only as Peter Parker.
All right, interesting. So I guess we're going to have to see. I really want the two of them to get together. I want to see a proper
That sounds
Venom
so
movie.
cute.
Yes, actually, if you want to be cute about it, I want Deadpool and Spider-Man to have their own movie. That would be amazing.
Yeah, that would be a geek wet dream.
Pretty much. And the comic arcs were great. The internet has taken this Deadpool and Spider-Man like weird love triangle into very bizarre areas. In any case, I would absolutely love to see that. But back to Venom, I wanted to address something else before we wrapped on the subject. A lot of people are complaining about the dialogue, like Tom Hardy's dialogue and his awkward East Coast accent and his.
Oh, it's not good.
It's not good, but it's like, I don't know. It's like somebody that's impersonating somebody from Brooklyn. That's what it's coming off to me. As far as the dialogue goes, at least Tom Hardy's dialogue, I originally was like, wow, this is awful. This is really bad. And then I thought to myself, you know what? Maybe it's not, because the Eddie Brock that I've fucking grown to know throughout the years in the comic books, he wasn't this perfect journalist. He was always this sort of juicehead, meathead type. So for him to, I guess, like, approach the character in that sort of way where he's not exactly smart, or maybe he's a reporter, but he's just getting by. He's not a brilliant journalist. He's not a hard-hitting piece type investigative reporter. He is a person that has a journalist job, and he's still a bit of a dummy. Maybe that's the best way to put it.
Okay, well, is that something you really want to sit through for 90 minutes? I mean, think about it. The dialogue and everything is not good. It was not good in the trailer. It was not good at all. And if that's the best that they could pick out from the movie to put together for the first trailer, I have big concerns on the dialogue in this movie. And if I got to tune myself out to get through this movie because the dialogue is that bad, I'll do it. And I'm hoping that's not the case, but no, the dialogue was bad. It was really, really bad. It did not come off good in any sense.
Yeah, I mean, like, you could say that all you want, but I'm still sticking with the fact that it was a choice to kind of give off a little bit of the Eddie Brock that wasn't exactly the smartest. He was always the muscles, as opposed to the brain. So
yeah, but he also had a big ego and usually came off pretty confident. And he didn't. Right,
definitely. But we still have a whole lot of movie to see. You know what I mean? I'm intrigued. Like, I was originally like, oh, this is awful, but I'm curious now to see exactly how they wrote the character, because that's how it is processing in my head. That's me justifying the bad dialogue. But if it turns out to be like that, and there is a level of confidence thrown in with him not being exactly the smartest tool, the sharpest tool in the shed, I'd be willing to accept it. I'm like I said, I'm very curious to see what the portrayal is overall.
Well, I'm happy that we got a trailer. We got to hear Venom. We got to see a little Venom. It's all good in my book. I love the way that Venom's dialogue was great. Why couldn't the rest of the dialogues be that great? Whatever. I'm not going to sit here and harp on the fucking trailer too much because I enjoyed the trailer. I like what we saw.
I'm excited.
Exactly. So, I got to be critical in some aspects because it's what I do, and we're doing a podcast. You got to kind of be critical on some things, and you write for a website. You got to be critical on some things. It's just how it works. So I can't sit here and praise it 100%, but I'm going to say I definitely loved it a lot more than I hated it. So good job, Sony, on that aspect.
One small little thought
deliver.
One small little thought I was thinking about yesterday. I wonder if that first trailer was like you know, how as they say, no bad publicity is any publicity is good publicity. I wonder if that first trailer was done on purpose. You know what I mean? Like it sparked a national outrage and conversation. And now they're like, okay, now when we hit them with the good one, they're gonna love it even more. So like, I'm really curious.
That's actually a really no. All right, fuck you, Sony. If you did that, you're fucking trolls, and I don't like it. Well played, though. If you did.
Yeah, I'm serious. Like I was thinking to myself, like, I wonder, like I had that. You know, you ever see the meme Velociraptor?
Yeah.
That was basically me yesterday.
Or have you seen the new one, the Thoughtful Son?
I don't think I've seen that one, but
Ah,
I'll
you
have to
haven't
check
seen that
into
one?
it.
All right, I'll send that to you.
Right on.
But yeah, so with Comic-Con coming up pretty soon, I wouldn't be surprised if we get another really good second trailer drop around Comic-Con.
It'd be a good time to do it because it's right around the corner. It's going to be October 5th, I think. Perfect time for a Venom movie. You know, very horror-ish movie. So
Wait, is that when San
I'm
Diego
excited.
Comic-Con is?
No, that's when the movie comes out.
Oh, I was like, what's that? That's
So-
what?
So summertime's going to be perfect to drop like an official trailer.
Yeah, and before we wrap up, just in case anybody didn't read or hasn't heard, it does not look like the MCU will be at Comic-Con again this year, but for good reason. At that point, obviously Infinity War drops tomorrow, and I believe Ant-Man versus when is Ant-Man 2 coming out?
I want to say July.
Let me see. Really, yeah, July 6th. So Ant-Man and the Wasp will be out. I believe Captain Marvel will be done filming by that point, and Spider-Man 2 will just have been starting filming. So they're not gonna have anything to show at Comic-Con this year. So before fans fucking freak out, and I'm sure we're gonna do a Pressure Rising segment on this at some point because it's gonna happen. But before they fucking freak out and start yelling and screaming and bitching like little babies that Marvel, at least Marvel Studios and the MCU, will not be represented at Comic-Con this year, they're not gonna have anything to show. All right, get over it. Fucking, try to give DC some love for a change. What can I say?
True, very true. I mean, it doesn't make a difference to me personally. They're awesome. We always have to wait for trailers anyway, or leaks. But hey, we've always had those down moments, so this is one of them.
So, all right, guys, that is going to wrap it up for us this week. Gotta get to bed soon. Gotta get my beauty rest for Infinity War tomorrow night.
How good does that feel to say, honestly?
I know. I feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack in my bed
It's
tonight.
tomorrow.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna miss it.
Oh God, of course.
Like I'm gonna like fall down the stairs and break both my legs, and I'm not gonna be able to go, or something crazy like that.
Yeah, let's hope not, because we've been waiting a long time for this, and I think tomorrow you're going to do your live reaction
I'm
on
planning
your
on it.
channel.
Yeah, I'm planning on it. I'm going to do a live spoiler-free reaction and review as soon as I get home. I'm expecting to get home probably around between 10 and 10:30. I have a 7 o'clock showing, so we'll see. But expect that between 10 and 10:30, I should be home, and I'll be doing, I don't know. It could be a 10-minute live thing. It could, excuse me. It could be a 20 or 30-minute live thing. We'll see.
Save the meat and potatoes for next week when we do our thing. Unless we want to do it sooner, do we want to dedicate a whole episode to it, or do you want to do like a little side episode with spoilers and everything?
Well, I don't know. I guess that's something we can talk about. I mean, this is going to be a very big movie. There's a lot of shit that's going to happen. It's a long movie. There's going to be a lot to discuss. It could be something that is worth an episode or a whole episode on its own, or just a whole extra episode on its own.
All right, we'll talk about that after. We're both going to be seeing it tomorrow at 7. different theaters, but we'll be there together in spirit. I'm excited as all hell. Bates, you could hear it in his voice that he's pumped. So I'm looking forward to discussing it after, and like really getting down to it.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be good. If we decide to do like a special episode, we'll let everybody know on Twitter as usual. But anyway, for right now, we're going to go ahead and sign off. I'm going to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Appreciate it, guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We do this every week. Metal Beer Horror Episode 4 will be out this week, as long as somebody gets me the background image.
Maybe.
And let's see. Make sure you check us out over on deadentertainment.com. We got some big stuff coming in May, hopefully. I'm working on something really special. I really need to get started on it. It's all up here right now. I just got to get it all down on the typey thingies, on a, get it down on paper. But
that's the hardest part.
And I also found one of the things I'm looking for. I'll let you know which one you can,
you
not
got
have to
it.
worry about.
No problem.
So yeah, definitely check us out, Dead Entertainment. Make sure you check out my live streams. I do live gameplay streams a couple times a week. It's been growing a little bit lately. We've gotten a couple of new regulars who've been coming in and having a lot of fun in chat lately. So I want to stress that chat has been really, really good. We got, as I said, a couple new people, and it's just been a blast.
Did I ask if that one person came back?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's great. I really.
They both did, and
oh, that's awesome.
And the one person brought another person in, and it's been good. It's been good.
Oh man, very cool.
So a couple quick shout outs as usual. Eventually, I'm gonna get this all down on paper so I can give everybody I want their proper shout outs. But Fright Rags and Gray Matter Art, check them out. They're putting out new stuff almost on a weekly basis, it seems like.
Let me jump in real quick. I want to echo the shout out for Gray Matter Art because we're going to be doing a giveaway on deadentertainment.com with them next month, I think. I don't have all the details yet, but there are wheels moving. Things are happening. So keep an eye out on the website for that.
Yeah, we are. So in all likelihood, it looks like there might be 2 Gray Matter giveaways next month between all of us.
God, we love you guys. Like honestly, look at all the shit that we do for you. And on top of the giveaways,
yeah, and bring us more fans. We give you stuff.
Seriously, like we have 31 subscribers on Way of Life. Okay, get over here, subscribe here, go to Dead Entertainment, subscribe there. Goes to Live Deliciously in Game, subscribe there. Come on, do us a little solid.
But yes, Gray Matter Art, check out their stuff. Fright Rags, they got good stuff too, as usual. And then a couple of my usual Twitter shout-outs. At Freddy in Space, Sean Squires. He's always putting out like really good, really interesting posts and stuff. My buddy Jonathan Barkin. Horror Movie BBQ. All the usual guys I give shout-outs to. I say this every week, but one day I'm going to have them all nicely, neatly, fucking lined out, and I can fucking give them all the proper shout-outs every week, and I don't have to sit there and think about, who I want to shout out. What do you got?
Even though I'm infringing on a gimmick here, still no shout-outs.
Still waiting for Yankee Candle to call. If anybody knows anybody who works for Yankee Candle, fucking... What are you waiting for? Tell them about us.
Yes, please. We need an official Way of Life network scent. Okay? It can smell like anything. Just what our own Yankee Candle and some money from selling it or something. I don't know.
All right. Is that it? Do we have anything else to plug?
I think with the Friday the 13th month dying down for Dead Entertainment, we're going to be doing basically our own version of Women in Horror Month on Dead Entertainment. We're going to basically celebrate actresses directors, basically any female contributor that has really put a lot of effort into the horror world, like put on memorable performances and things like that. So keep an eye out next month for possibly some interviews, definitely a week long versus a week long showcase of a specific actress and her movies, and all sorts of other fun pieces. So
Yeah, and real quick, why we're doing this? It's something that we decided to do because we know there's a women's month, and we know that there's there's actually, I guess, there's like a women in horror month, and at that point, it the websites and articles and all this stuff gets oversaturated, and it's easy to overlook stuff, overlook good content that websites might be putting out because all websites are putting out this stuff. So
yeah, it feels obligatory. Like if you have a website during those months, you have to fill
conform.
in that box.
You
It's
have to
weird
conform, and you have to put out this stuff. So we'll put out that stuff during those months, but we kind of wanted to showcase it when nobody else was showcasing it. So these women are getting the spotlight they deserved instead of being spread out so thin amongst dozens of other websites and articles and writers and journalists. So we're doing it when nobody else is doing it, and hopefully it works out. Hopefully people respond to that and appreciate that. I don't know how else to explain it.
No, that's well said. I mean, for a small publication like our own, we'd be mere whispers amongst a big echo chamber of people saying, we love women, we love these performances and this and that. And as far as I'm concerned, the content we put out is great. We have a lot of interesting opinions. We have a lot of great articles. The interviews that we absolutely kill it. So it's going to be good to kind of separate ourselves from what everybody does by a reflex. So it's going to be cool to have our own little area where it's hey, we love women in horror, and we're going to be showcasing some of the best stuff and talking to some of the best actresses and directors and writers and whoever at this point. So we hope that you feel the same way and check out our stuff and enjoy it.
Yeah, we go against the grain here at Way of Life and Dead Entertainment, and you're just gonna have to deal with it. All right, guys. So just one more quick shout out before we sign off. Just a quick shout out to our buddy Christopher Harris, who is always in chat, always listening to us live. He's been with us since the very, very beginning. He's here every week. Been here for all 23 episodes. So a thank you to him for being such an early supporter and adopter of this channel and this podcast. We thank you again, Chris Harris. Appreciate it, man. Love you, buddy. Always glad to see you.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a podcast until Chris Harris actually gets here. Once he shows up, it feels like, okay, now we can really get started. Just write this down or make this known. When we get T-shirts made of our own, stuff, some stuff, we're gonna send you a nice little care package just for being a supporter from day one.
Yeah, it's always fun when he comes in and he be dropping that random knowledge in chat.
Seriously, I call him the horror Wikipedia.
All right, guys. So thank you again for tuning in tonight. Make sure you check out my channel tomorrow night. Unless something goes wrong, I will be live for my reaction and, I guess, quick review of Infinity War. And we will see everybody next week. So thank you guys one more time. Make sure you subscribe, follow us on Twitter, and we will see everybody later.
What do you think this is all about? You think this is a fucking costume? This is a way of life.